Servus, welcome to the Red Bull Ring, round 10 of MotoGP in 2023, and welcome to Inside the Paddock. We're starting things here in Austria at the home of KTM, this hospitality unit. I wanted to start here just to show off, something that often we don't get the opportunity to when in and around the paddock. Just look at the size of this thing. It's ridiculous. 3 stories high. You've got a nice little sun terrace on the top. Little area out here if you're wanting a little Red Bull cocktail, and then come this way as well. You've got a bit of greenery, all the TV screens up. I think that's a cocktail bar in the corner over there. I mean, it's just a ridiculous bit of kit. What a way to spend a weekend. Obviously, we're stood outside, tried to blag my way in, have a few connections, but apparently the entry list is full. Name's not on the list, you're not getting in, so just going to have to stand on the outside and admire instead, but not a bad spot this, is it? Pretty impressive. So, not bad. In fact, are these guys enjoying life? They look to be enjoying life. Anyway, right, let's crack on with Inside the Paddock. Let's go and chat to some riders and some team managers. I wanted to show it off though, because it is just astonishing. It puts my flat to shame. Can you imagine living in that? I think you probably could. 3 stories, little sun terrace, especially when the sun's shining as well. Perfect. Well done to KTM, Red Bull, obviously. Costs a pretty penny, but certainly when you come to the Red Bull Ring and see what's been invested in this place, the facilities, they're not short of a penny or two, our Red Bull. So good to see. But to be fair, for KTM, it wasn't the start that they wanted to their home Grand Prix whatsoever. Jack Miller, 20 seconds last, and really struggling. So we're going to go and catch up with Francesco Guidotti just to find out what happened. To do that, we need to get back in the paddock. Hello, thank you very much. Oh, we fell over. Watch out, cameraman. There's a little step off here as well, so don't trip. Good man, well done. To see what the story is, because a lot of us, myself, Simon Craigbar, when we were doing our preview yesterday, looked at the characteristics of this track, looked at the characteristics of the KTM, and fully expected them to be right at the sharp end, competing with the Ducatis, but that didn't seem to be the case at all. Now, of course, let's just put an asterisk next to it. Now, free practice 1, as it is now known, free practice 1 is not a time session. It doesn't count towards those trying to get into Q1 and Q2, which goes on this afternoon. So maybe they were just keeping the cards close to the chest. But looking at some of the facial expressions in the garage, I think we can be pretty safe in saying that things have not started how they would have wanted to at all. So, as ever, intrepid reporter, here to ask the difficult questions. Let's speak to Francesco Guidotti and ask him what happened, what's going on, because we didn't expect them to be where they are at all. Brad Binder, again, outside the top 10 as well, so to not have any bikes inside the top 10 is going to alarm them, especially with the pace of the Ducatis we expect. But, I mean, looking at the timesheets, although it was Johan Zarco fastest, 0.4 of a second clear, we're going to speak to Gino Borsoi later as well. Is that the sign of a man that's riding for his future in MotoGP? We'll ask Gino that. Head of Fabio Quartararo went incredibly well last year. Did the same again today. 2nd overall on, as we know, a Yamaha that isn't performing at its top level at the moment. And then 3rd, Maverick Vinales, as he continues Aprilia's form as well. But for me, the big headline, KTM, their performance, not what we expected whatsoever. So we're going to hear from Francesco Guidotti. Always delivers news with a smile. I'm interested to see whether he's still able to do that after this morning. But as I say, we like to get carried away. It is only the opening practice of the session. It doesn't count towards Q1 and Q2. So we're probably going to be told, stop getting carried away. Stop trying to create headlines. Things aren't as bad as what you would have hoped. And he chats away to Jens Heinbach. This is the right-hand man to Pit Byra. So we see Pit, obviously, he's the motorsport director here at KTM, and he's the man that makes the big decisions. But behind the scenes, Jens, who is chatting away to Francesco at the moment, also is a key decision maker as well. So another of the brains that come together to form the Pira Mobility Group and are able to make the big decisions, which they're going to have to make a few this weekend. Hearing, Augusto Fernandez said yesterday, news is imminent about what he's going to be doing, what the Gas team are going to be doing. But we'll save that for tomorrow. Right now, the priority is Francesco Guidotti, or should be in a second. He's just chatting away. Of course, things are not gone to plan so far this morning, which is why we're trying to take this moment to talk through exactly what happened. But don't be surprised if you see both Brad and Jack bounce back later on. Just to tell you, whilst we're waiting, then a couple of other things that happened in the session this morning. Marc Marquez, small crash for him, just ran on at turn 4. Can you call it a crash? I don't know if you can. Just went into the gravel and tickled over, so he was A-OK. Alex Marquez, of course, signed a brand new contract, staying with Brasini Ducati next year. Right at the start of the session, it looked like the front fender was just catching on something, smoke billowing out, but in the end was able to come in and change it. And right on course,
Hello.
Servus.
Servus.
How are you? That was not going to plan. I was saying, of course, that practice session doesn't count towards Q1, Q2. As a journalist, I like to get carried away, create headlines, or KTM, they're struggling at MotoGP. Is it everything?
We didn't give you this chance this time. But
No.
no, with Jack, we struggle a lot, especially on braking. And once you can't brake and you can't slow down properly, then all the other maneuver of the corner for sure are bad effective. So we have to solve the slowing down of the bike and maybe more contact on the ground. But he felt something good. I mean, he feel the bike entering is good and everything is good. We have just to focus to be focused on the braking on the braking. So with Brad wasn't too bad. We have up and downs during practice. The first part of the practice, we were pretty good on the first two sectors, on the last two sectors, and at the end of the practice, we were good in the first part of the track. So we have to really understand where is the solution for both.
Because ahead of the weekend, I was chatting with Simon Crayfire yesterday in our preview, and we said that the characteristics of this circuit should fit perfectly with the KTM. So, what's happened? What's changed?
Nah, nothing's changed. But theory and practical sometimes it's different. We are not too far. I mean, we had, especially with Jack, we had a quite big problem on braking. So once we solve it, I think we can be on the where we deserve.
And you know what the issue is? Do you feel that you can change it going into P2? Is it something you're going to have to try and see?
Yeah, we have some idea how to solve it. Now it's just finished the practice, so they have to go deep in the details and the data. I'm confident we have a good edition.
Overall, how's this weekend going? It's a big one, as ever. We were started the show just looking at that quite incredible hospitality unit. I tried to get in, but apparently my name wasn't on the list. So what's it like spending life in there?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great support from Red Bull we have, especially in this event. We have always a great support from them. Our hospitality is super warm, and we feel really at home. But this is more than a home. This is a village, so it's like to be really supported. We felt 100% supported.
Francesco, thanks for your time. I'll let you go and crack on with the details. Hopefully get it fixed this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you, as ever, to Francesco Guidotti, as he gives us the download, gives us the insight, lets us know the very latest, what's happening down at KTM. So Brad Binder outside the top 10, but things not as bad as they may seem. Jack Miller, 22nd, but they know what the issue is. He just cannot get it stopped at the moment. And of course, here at the Red Bull Ring, it's all about getting it stopped, getting it turned, and getting it fired out of these stop-and-go corners. So if you can get that solved, as Francesco said, you've solved half the puzzle, and he should be on his way back up those timesheets. And our session this afternoon, plenty time for them to try and work it out, suss it out, and get it sorted. On the other end of the scale, up at the top of the timesheets, Johan Zarco, 0.4 of a second clear. Pretty impressive stuff from the Frenchman. As I said, potentially riding, fighting to remain in the MotoGP paddock. Well, that's not the case. We know he's going to be staying up. We expect him to stay in the MotoGP paddock. The latest Rider Market silly season news says that there's going to be a couple of possibilities as Iker Lecuona hides away. Come and have a chat with us, Iker. You were trying to hide. You thought you'd got away with it then. How are you, mate?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy to be here again for the fourth time this year.
You're pretty much a full-time rider now.
Yeah, that's my holidays. My holidays is Silverstone. It's here in Austria. But I'm happy with my holidays, so I'm happy to be here, of course.
Silverstone wasn't holiday weather, but at least the sunshine is here now. You can work on your tan a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, in Silverstone we struggle a lot, and the weather is like English weather. So this is the summer there. I don't want to live in Silverstone. Honestly, I'm sorry. But here we have for now we have a good weather. That Austrian is beautiful. Also beautiful track. So it's good holidays.
Just quickly before I let you go, how was this morning? How did you find it?
Yeah, not bad. Honestly, I'm quite happy. We don't put the new tires. Many guys put it, but with the standard with the first set of tires, I'm 1.6 slower, so the gap is not too far, less than 2 seconds. So yeah, I'm quite happy. This is the best start, even better than in compared to Asen. So we'll see. I need to work. We'll see during the weekend.
Go and enjoy your lunch.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Iker Lecuona joining us just to give us the debrief. Of course, full-time part of the World Superbike Championship with the Honda Factory Racing Team, but with Alex Rins's injury. He is here today, actually, is Alex Rins. Iker stepping in once again. This is his summer holidays, as he said. Of course, Silverstone weather wasn't really able to work on his tan too much. It was wet, it was cold, it was windy, but at least it's a little bit better here. Good to chat with Iker. Always a nice personality. So, back to, because the LCR squad are part of this equation, as I was telling you about, the old Johan Zarco, in and out, where's he going? It looks as though it all hinges around Marco Bezzecchi, currently with the VR46 team. He's got two options. He goes to Pramac next year, and he gets an official 2024 latest spec Ducati. Or he stays at VR46 and gets a one-year-old bike, but he stays with the team that brought him up to the MotoGP World Championship, the team that he's comfortable with. If, and again, this is me just speculating, probably not the case, but it's what lots of people are saying here. If Marco is to move to Pramac, that leaves a nice open space for fellow VR46 Academy man, Franco Morbidelli, to step in, which means that Johan Zarco, who does have an offer, he has confirmed, from LCR Honda, allegedly, to double his salary, would step across to LCR Honda and start the Ducati rebuild. Or, instead, if Marco Bezzecchi decides he wants to stay with the VR46 team, then Johan Zarco, we imagine, will remain with Prima Pramac Racing, and then the LCR spot is open to whoever, maybe Morbidelli. Iker Lecuona potentially has done a good job when he's stepped in, and his name has been linked. So, those are the permutations we think around the rider market at the moment. But enough of that, let's focus on this weekend. Let's go and chat to this man, or the team boss of this man, Gino Borsoi, as we squeeze round here. Because it was a good start to life. For Prima Pramac Racing, Gino Borsoi, top of the standings, did a very good job. As Jorge Martin runs away. Don't worry, we know what you're doing, Jorge. And we now wait for Gino to come and join us, hopefully just to give us the down low on how Johan and Jorge as well got on. It's a good opportunity to tell you that the MotoGP podcast was with Gino yesterday. If you haven't watched it already, you can do through MotoGP.com. Well worth a listen. Framwell doing a brilliant job as ever. Gino, one of the good guys in the paddock, former rider himself, then eventually making his way up to be team manager of the MotoGP squad, had an illustrious history, an illustrious past with the Gas Aspar squad. Of course, won the championship with Ifan Guevara last year, but won countless races before that. So a very knowledgeable man and a very kind man as well, because he's coming to chat to us. Gino, that was a good start.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, serve us in this part of the world.
Yeah, good start today with Zarco. Actually, he did a really good job. Of course, we put the new tire here, but anyway, he did a really good job. I'm happy for that.
And Jorge, how did Jorge find it?
Well, he's not so really happy about the stuff of the bike. He missed a lot on the front front area is struggling on the breaking point. We are working on it. We have some solution for this afternoon. So let's see. But anyway, from my point of view, we are not really far away.
And for Johan, a lap like that, 4 times clear, is that the sign of a man that's riding to stay with Ducati next year?
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why you want to push hard. He pushed hard this morning. So, but anyway, we don't need to think about next year. We are here to make a good job. I think he can do a good job today, even this weekend, because he's fast. We know what we need. We are working to try to start as far away as possible, because as you know, MotoGP, if you are not in front, then it becomes difficult. We saw the last race for Jorge in Silverstone, and when you are behind, it's a lot of struggling, because you are in the middle of the chaos, so you can miss the chance of fighting podium. So this is the target for Sarkos, try to start as far in front possible.
Some surprises this morning. Yamaha looked pretty good. Fabio second. The Aprilias, I know they won last week, but the bike you wouldn't expect to be perfectly suited to this. And then on the other end, KTM, you'd think that bike would be tailor-made for this circuit, but Jack having some real struggles.
Well, we see it's just the first practice, so we have all the weekends in front of us. They show a really incredible potential the last few races. So I'm expect KTM and Aprilia be there for sure. We have to pay attention, because we saw Vinales this morning. He have an incredible pace. I think they are ready for fighting again. And let's see. I think this is another season, and everything can happen.
I'm a journalist, I like to get carried away. I know it's only 45 minutes, but we need to create some headlines.
I have no information. You have to talk with Ducati.
No, well, about KTM struggling, that stuff. I'm going to chat to Paolo later. Hopefully get the latest.
Chat to Paolo for sure. Yeah. He have much more information than me. So if you want, we can talk about bikes, but about a rider, let's see next race.
Let's do that. Gino, thank you for your time as ever. Have a good one.
Thank you. Have a good day.
The ever likeable Gino Borsoi. As I look look right and left, just to see if there's anyone else that we might be able to grab a word with. Oh, there's what's his name? The Pekka Bagnaia lookalike. Obviously, he's got his helmet on, so there's no point interviewing him because he won't say anything. I'm being told, come on, let's go and have a chat with him. I don't think we're going to get much sense out of him, guys. I mean, the bloke's got a massive helmet on, so unless he takes it off and gives his disguise away, then he's not going to be much use to us. But anyway, we can have a look at him. It's a nice design anyway. It does look well. There he is. What a man. Here he is. Don't know what his name is. Should we say hello? Does he do interviews? Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, he does. He speaks. What do we call you? Checco? Pecco.
No, with the C. Checco.
Ah, Pecco with a C. So P-E-K-O. Okay.
C-H-E-C-C-O.
Okay. And are you hot?
It's very hot now.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks quite hot.
I would expect it a little bit cooler here in Austria, but today is really hot.
And is this an actual helmet? Like if you fell over, would you be okay?
There is a bike helmet inside that protects me.
Oh wow! So you are hot then. I mean, do you take it off in between sessions? Like, do you have a shower at lunchtime or?
No, I sleep with it. It's always with me.
Really? Wow! I bet you stink on a night then.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so far so good. But I mean, it is only Friday. I'm sure by Sunday it won't be so nice. Anyway, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
See you later. That was nice. Keeps it on all day, all night. Wow. Yeah, I bet he absolutely stinks on a Sunday. Because it is quite hot. I mean, I've got a sweat on. I've just got my pretty much shirt on. Full bike helmet under that, full leathers as well. He's going to be struggling, that's for sure. But anyway, at least he's posing for photos, doing a good job. Let me see. I reckon we might have the opportunity to grab someone else before we say goodbye. There is plenty of buzz around the paddock at the moment. So if we walk in this direction, we might be lucky to grab somebody just to sort of give us a little bit of an insight, a little bit of a story of what's going on. So far, not so good, but you've got to stay optimistic as ever. Of course, there is plenty of orange floating around the paddock. And on Sunday as well, there's going to be orange flags absolutely everywhere. Apparently, it's going to be upwards of 15,000, 20,000 people packed into the KTM grandstand alone. As we were driving home last night after the media day on Thursday, the campsites already incredibly busy. As I just scanned that way, I thought I'd spotted someone. Unfortunately not. Let's head down this way anyway, just to see if one of the Aprilia boys is floating around, because they are the talk of the town. What a win that was for Aleix Espargaro 2 weeks ago. Big celebrations. I'd love to chat to Aleix, actually, because he was in Ibiza on the Monday afterwards. Talk about celebrating in the best way possible. There was him, Jorge Martin, Fermin Aldeguer as well. They're good friends. So, of course, Fermin taking his very first win as Aleix dives in. Aleix, very quickly, can I just grab you? Oh, I would love to ask him about his Ibiza celebrations, but there we go. He's gone. What a shame. Do we stay and wait? I don't know. I think he might be a while. Unfortunately, he wasn't too keen in stopping and waiting. He just wanted to have a quick wave. But yeah, he was there in Ibiza. Monday night, him, Fermin, of course, Aleix won. Fermin won for the very first time. Jorge Martin, well, didn't need a second invitation. Thought, why not? I'll go along and party as well. I think they're in Pasha of all places until the early hours. Not bad, eh? Not bad. I mean, if I was to take a MotoGP victory, I think I'd want to go to Ibiza and properly give it large and celebrate like that. So, and that's why, actually, if you saw in the press conference yesterday, Jorge Martin, we kind of threw him under the bus, to be honest. Let's be brutally honest here. Aleix was trying to be the positive role model, the father figure to the Red Bull rookies when they were asking some questions, saying, just, you've got to make sure that you are pretty strict with your training, make sure that you focus on your goals. And Jorge said, what a load of rubbish. You're out celebrating and partying. So sometimes you've got to let your hair down, haven't you? And I think, any chance, we just saw Aleix pop in. I think he's going to be busy, right?
Yeah, he's speaking with these technicians now.
Yeah, I thought so. Oh, well, no problem. If you don't ask, you don't get. I think we'll leave it with that then, because we need to be quick. Yeah, 5 minutes time. Make sure you tune into MotoGP.com. Pretty important press conference coming up. New Talent Cup. Well, I won't give the game away. Tune in, find out. Worth watching. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time, where we'll be in Barcelona, sunny Barcelona, for the next episode of Inside the Paddock. Thank you very much to everyone that joined us. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the weekend. Bound to be a good one. See you later.